was listening to some of the latest by Lindsey Williams, Pastor Lindsey Williams. Um, to tell you the truth, I don't think he's getting the same accurate information he used to get from Ken Fromm. And I do have a problem with a couple things that, you know, the word he's been putting out has been getting out to too many people, but he's also stating that the elite are scared because the word is getting out to too many people. But I just keep thinking, oh, why are they telling them everything, though? Why would they keep telling them information if they don't want the word to get out to too many people? It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. So, I'm not sure what the heck kind of information he's getting anymore. So I think when Ken Fromm was giving him information, it was a lot better. I know this year he talked about $75 to $100 silver. It didn't happen. And $150 to $200 oil between June of 2011 and October 2011. That didn't happen. And they're saying, he says it's because the elite backed off because they're fearful. Well, then why are you telling them anything? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I think when Ken Fromm was telling them stuff, they got pissed off at Ken Fromm and they took some action against Ken Fromm and all this kind of stuff like that. So that was good information. But I don't think you're going to get any kind of good information from this guy too much anymore. That's my opinion on this stuff. I don't think he's getting the right stuff anymore. I think he can tell what's going on. And I think, I know Lindsey Williams says that the elite plan to, says they're not God and all this kind of stuff. He says that they plan an attack on Iran towards the end of the year in 2012, more like late summer, early fall, before the election starts. And they don't want it too much earlier because they don't want to upset things with the economy and, Obama's election prospects and everything like that. I don't think I think Israel might pull the trigger beforehand. That's what I'm leaning towards. Because, I was looking at this article, but I do notice for the fact I was just kind of looking for something. Netanyahu and Obama aren't really on the best of terms. They never have been from day one. There's a lot of things going on, and I think, the Israelis feel that Obama is not going to back them up as much as they want him to, and they also don't think these sanctions are going to work. And to tell you the truth, the sanctions aren't going to work. It's a joke and a half. They're not going to work. And if there's so many sanctions on Iran, the price of oil is going to go up all the way anyway, so it's going to be just like if you attacked Iran anyway, so it's not going to matter. So it looks like, I think there's a lot of speculation for those reasons that Israel unilaterally attacked Iranian atomic facilities. And unfortunately, the first indication of that operation won't be a telephone call to Obama, because Israel is not going to tell him anything. And as they've not done in the past, they have not notified the United States of their actions, and they just went ahead and did it. So I think that's what's going to happen. They're not on good terms, Netanyahu and Obama, not at all. It says the Israeli leaders have certain red lines relating to Iranian nuclear progress, and Netanyahu, he's being tight-lipped about it, saying that he was prepared to make the right decision at the right moment. But I don't think they're going to wait that long, because the longer they wait, it's that much more difficult to do. So, and that's the game they're playing. I think the United States says, if Israel attacks Iran and tries to knock out their nuclear facilities, it's going to set back the program 1 or 2 years. But you know what? That's 1 or 2 years. It's almost like if you're looking at a business, you're saying, well, it's only going to get this much money. Well, don't do it. Well, you take what you can get and you just go ahead and you do it. They're going to do this. I think they will. I think they will. Yeah, Netanyahu doesn't trust Obama, he says on here. And I knew this because, part of it was from that thing that was overheard in the microphone. But there's been a lot of things going on. Obama hasn't really been rolling out the red carpet to Netanyahu. Obama's been losing more and more Jewish support in the United States too. And I can tell you, there's been some Jews, even from day one, that never liked Obama. And Sam Zell was one that's pretty higher up. I mean, you look at George Soros was behind it, but George Soros doesn't like the United States. You take a Jew like Sam Zell, he's 100% on the side of the United States. I mean, the Stern family's like that too in New York. I mean, they're like that. They're not going to go against the United States. That's just how they are. Now, people like Soros, he don't like the United States. So I mean, everybody that's Jewish is in the same camp. I just want to point that out. Obama and Netanyahu have a rocky relationship that started in 2009. With the Prime Minister's first meeting in the White House, it took Netanyahu weeks to secure a meeting. Then it happened at night without the typical media fanfare. No greeting by Obama at the front entrance. Netanyahu was forced to leave via side exit, and Obama ordered the Prime Minister to keep the contents of the meeting secret. So, I think, it's not. I don't think the rapport is there between Obama and Netanyahu like it was, some of the other previous administrations between the president and the Prime Minister of Israel. So I think there's a big chance that Israel might act on it alone and just try to do this. But they're biding their time, and they're going to try to find a particular time to do it. And I think it's going to happen before when this Lindsey Williams makes the prediction. So they're probably going to jump the gun on it. Another thing to consider is the Saudis are also considering to go on nuclear to counter Iran. Now, see, that's another thing. A lot of people are thinking about Israel, and if you don't like Israel, you like Israel, whatever. But the one thing I keep thinking where Iran is making a big mistake at this is the fact that it's going to cause all these nations in the Middle East to have nuclear weapons. And there is this divide between Muslims, and it's been that way for centuries. And there could be a war just from that. So, I mean, that's one reason I don't like Iran having nuclear weapons, for that reason, because it's even if Israel wasn't there, say Israel was in I don't know, say Israel someplace in North or South America, and they had a land of their own right there. Well, there would still be too much tension in the Middle East to have nuclear powers competing with each other. It's just not a good idea in any respect. So, I mean, that's where I think, Iran is making a mistake with this nuclear program. And sometimes I suspect President Ahmadinejad that he just might be leading Iran off a cliff, and he knows what he's doing. So I'm very suspicious of all the leaders, because sometimes, I wonder just how much they're in on things. Netanyahu also knows Obama won't abandon Israel because the president needs the Jewish voters. Yeah, I know that. And it shows that the support went from 78% in 2008 down to 54% today, according to a Gallup poll. But I think his support might even be a little lower than that. It might even be a little lower than that. So he's losing a lot of support all the way across the board. Netanyahu won't be calling Obama before Israel jets launch on their missile to destroy Iran's atomic weapons facilities. And Obama is just, I personally don't like Obama too much, because he doesn't, he's kind of tarnished the office quite a bit too. I mean, I never liked George Bush, but Obama seems to lack some class, and that's one thing I don't like about him. Cheney, now I don't like this guy at all either, but Dick Cheney, he would already been attacking Iran if he was president. That's a hands down guarantee. So, sometimes I wonder about these predictions from Lindsey Williams, because, the elite control things and then they don't control things. And it's like he's getting information from one guy. And to me, the credibility of that is just beyond belief because I can't see him being told all this information and they don't want it to get out, and yet he's being allowed to blab it all over Alex Jones in front of millions of users. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if Dick Cheney was president, right, if he was president in 2008, we would attack Iran probably as soon as he got inaugurated. I mean, that's just how this guy is. This guy is one of the meanest bastards going. Dick Cheney, he is vicious. I mean, this guy, I could read his character like a book. He's bad news. This guy would have attacked Iran right off the bat. But he's talking that, Iran had the misfortune of a spy drone landing on their turf. So he's talking about they want to just go by land, sea, or air and attack and destroy the drone. That probably won't be a bad idea to destroy the drone on the ground, but I also know that Iran didn't really bring this drone down. I think it was China, or I was told it was China. I know the Debka file says it was Russia brought it down, and they landed it in Iran. And it does make sense because I don't think the Iranians have the capability of, decrypting this code and taking over the controls of the drone and having it safely land on their turf. That would be something that the Chinese or Russians would be able to do, and I was told it was the Chinese. So, it makes sense to me. It makes sense that could be. But as far as these predictions by Lindsey Williams are saying Iran's going to be attacked in 2012 around September time frame, I don't think Israel's going to wait. I think they're going to do it pretty soon, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm not sure if there's going to be a World War III. I'm not sure about that. But, all these conspiracy people out there that talk about the United States has all these weapons that we can, shoot a laser from space and burn up an oil platform, and we can make an earthquake in the middle of some place, or cause a tsunami. Well, if you had all these capabilities, do you think we'd use them on Iran right now? Yeah, I think we would. So, I mean, sometimes I wonder about, all the theories out there because I think a lot of them are way off, very much way off. But I think there is a lot of specialized weapons that are in the arsenal of the United States. I mean, Iran is making a serious mistake because if they backed off on a nuclear program, the sanctions would go away and they'd have a whole hell of a lot more money, and they could still defend their nation no problem against anybody. So sometimes I wonder about this President Ahmadinejad, because he's kind of like leading Iranians into like a fight they really can't win. Yeah, I mean, it's a brave thing to defend your country, but I think this President Ahmadinejad is playing a game too. I think these people on the leadership, a lot of these countries, I think they all work with each other, to tell you the truth. I don't know about this stuff. The elite are very, very shrewd, very, very smart, and very, very vicious. But I think the ones that are going to pull the trigger on this is going to be Israel. I think they're going to go ahead and do it. I swear, I don't think Iran having nuclear weapons is a good idea, even if Israel was someplace in North America or South America, and they weren't even in that area, because I could see there'd be a lot of infighting between the Muslim nations. So I don't think Iran having nuclear weapons is a smart thing in any case. But I'm also suspicious of President Ahmadinejad too, because he seems to be setting up Iran on a course that it's not going to help them in any way. I mean, how are they going to benefit? Got to think about that too. This guy might be a bunch of BS too. So you got to watch. I got a feeling a lot of leaders are in on it, despite them playing back and forth. They're shrewd.